Are you tired of the same old sports media? Are you tired of hot takes, arguments, and questions that are just completely off base?
Luckily, we have something for you. Touchdowns and tangents. Of the people, for the people, by people, who care about the culture and all its concise commentary.
I had to hit that at full volume. What's up, good people? Live from my house in Hawthorne, California. It's the dynamic duo. Touchdowns and Tangents. I'm Pete D. Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Mustafa Frank Jamesberry.
We almost had the most epic episode, but then our studio got booked, and so...
Double booked. Nobody ever picks those time slots. Nobody.
So, as always, just try to make the best out of it. What do?
Make extravagant, life-changing purchases.
Including buying a professional-grade studio and putting it on top of my already cluttered workstation.
Yep, talk about working from home.
I'm just glad I got the scary sound back.
This is a huge tax write-off. At first, I thought this was a trap beat, but apparently it's supposed to be a scary sound. Speaking of scary sounds.
Oh, we got Mo Cheese in the chat. What's good, Mo Cheese?
Salute.
Well, yeah, man. So with that, been a crazy journey getting here. 200 and some plus episodes. Next week, we're going to try to be at the draft, but otherwise we would have had a extravagant draft preview with you. We had a couple of experts, RSVP to call in, but
things happened.
Everything kind of got away from us, but it is what it is. We'll have a great draft recap and hopefully some great draft covers for you next week.
Indeed. But I mean, above all that, it's already been a hellified week. I finally got my ID. It's still fuck the DMV though.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we did, Mo Cheese. We literally just got the Roadcaster today. Still got it set up.
Shout out to Guitar Center at Lawndale.
Had to buy it on credit. You know how it is, but still cheaper than the studio. So
whoever says you don't need credit clearly never had any. It is, because we couldn't pay for this shit out of pocket. Let me tell you that.
Well, yeah, so with that, let's go ahead and jump into some of the things we got to talk about. Kenny?
Let's talk about it. First things first, rest in peace to the Mad Bomber, Raider legend. Still owns the record for most passing touchdowns in the season for the then Oakland Raiders and now Las Vegas Raiders. Daryle Lamonica.
It's also a kicker, special teamer. True Raider in every shape and form.
Passed on at the age of 80.
Played until he was damn near 50?
Yeah, a true legend.
They don't make him like that anymore, that's for sure.
They don't, and Derek Carr is no excuse to not break that passing touchdown record, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel like Lamonica would beat Derek Carr up.
In real life, probably.
Yeah, if they were in the same locker room, he would catch hands with him.
And he would win the quarterback job.
And then slam a shotgun, a beer.
Yep. And then just tell the fastest receiver on the team to go long.
Pretty much. I mean, that's kind of what Derek Carr does, except for then he throws it to Josh Jacobs in a check down.
No, he pump fakes and then throws it to Renfro for a 3-yard gain.
Anyways.
I would really trade Renfro so fast. I would have traded him so fast for Tyreek Hill. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs would have did that, but
that's true. But
I agree with the sentiment.
Certain guys, you make a way for them. Like Renfro, I'm sorry, he's never going to be a top 15 receiver in this league. And if you can use that to get somebody better who already has a contract set up, you do it. But I understand, he's a glue guy. If Devontae's your one, and he's obviously your one, and you already have a Pro Bowl tight end, you want a glue guy. So Renfro is that dude who might go off in the slot this year, which would be interesting. But hopefully they can just run the ball better. We'll see how that goes.
Speaking of top 15 players, did you know Denzel Ward has like the lowest QB completion rate when targeted since like 2018?
Yeah, one of the best Ohio State corner since Marcus Lattimore. 4.31 40.
Was looking a little shaky that first year, but he's turned it around.
As a rookie, it happens, but I think he averages like 4 picks a year. When he went up against Devontae Adams, I think Devontae only had like 1 catch. I think 2 catches, like 50 yards. When he went up against Jamar Chase, he stuffed that boy in a closet somewhere with duct tape around his mouth. Nothing. Gave him just 0, nothing. 2 incomplete passes. And then I forget the third guy he went up against, but he got a pick against him. It was another top flight receiver. But yeah, Denzel Ward, he races your number 1 receiver, and he does it routinely. I think that's why they can afford to draft a guy like a Greedy Williams when he fell, like a Grant Delpit. They can go out and get, that Rams corner who had that 1 good season. They can go out and get John Johnson. Like that's what helps, is having an elite corner with elite athleticism, because again, he runs a 4.31. And honestly, Ohio State,
he's not afraid to tackle.
Hey, he's not the heaviest dude, but I mean, it is what it is. And I just want to point out clearly, Ohio State's barely holding on to that cornerback U. They're barely holding on to it. Arnett is not a good look. Conley's not a good look. Hooker is not a great look. There's another Ohio State corner. I can't remember his name, but he was like a 2nd or 3rd rounder. Not looking great for Ohio State corners, but what they can say is an Ohio State corner is the highest paid defensive back in NFL history with a 5-year, $100 million contract, $71 million guaranteed.
Speaking of people who want to get paid, there's been a lot of receiver drama this week. Between Deebo Samuels, rumors about that he's going to get traded. AJ Brown, there were rumors he was going to get traded.
The third guy.
I think Taylor Lewan, he dropped like a subtweet that was about something totally different.
I think his hamster died.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, "Oh, did AJ get traded?" Like, nah.
That boy dead, he gone. And he was talking about Harry Potter. Shout out to Bussin' with the Boys and Will Compton, who had his baby.
That's crazy.
Because he's been tweeting all nonstop. He said there's shit everywhere.
You don't hate Will Compton anymore?
I never hated Will Compton.
Jason?
Once I found out he ran a 4.5 coming out of college, I was like, okay, at least you were athletic. I thought he was like some slow-ass bum Nebraska linebacker. But apparently he was nice on those Nebraska teams. I had to go back and look up the stats.
The third receiver who wants a big contract, Scary Terry, out in Washington.
Which... Chew. Sorry, I sneezed.
We heard you.
Yeah. But speaking of that, I was at Drake London's pro day. I just remembered I have the audio from that interview. We should definitely play that.
Should be able to sync up your Bluetooth.
Yes, indeed. So pretty much when it comes down to that situation, all these guys are second-round draft picks. Deebo Samuels, which, by the way, the Raiders took Arnett. No, actually, no, I think this might have been the same draft as... I don't think it was the same draft as Josh Jacobs, but it was the same draft as Jonathan Taylor. They could have taken Deebo Samuels. Wait, didn't that year they had Henry Ruggs and Arnett? Oh, yeah, that was the year they also had 2 first-round picks. They could have taken Deebo Samuels and Jonathan Taylor. Just think about that. Mm-hmm. And it's not like when people say, oh, well, everybody gets passed on in the draft. Nah, man. there are certain cats who like you watch, like Desmond Ritter. I think is a guy who, if he gets passed on and he becomes a star, everybody's gonna be like, "Man, you weren't that high on him." Like, no, actually, I was. I literally was. Like, I did film on him and everything, did video and everything, watched him play in college and everything. Well, once he ran that 4.4 or 4.52, I was like, "Yes, a wrap, my guy. He could be a star." But yeah, Deebo Samuels, 8 rushing touchdowns as a receiver, 1,400 receiving yards. He exclusively wants to pretty much be, a wide receiver. He doesn't want to be a running back. They called it a wide back. I mean, yeah, he can run after the catch, but it's like, yeah, bro, like, you can't really play 15 years being a running back. Shout out to Frank Gore, who retired. Can't really be a running back and play 15 years like that. The way he was getting hit, the way you're going over the middle and you're getting, pounded. Like, you just can't do that. It's not realistic. Cats, you have linebackers running faster than receivers. There are like 5 defensive ends who run faster than like 3 of the best receivers in the NFL.
Crazy.
5 defensive ends just in this draft class alone. Remember, Amari Barno ran a 4.36. Mekhi Parsons ran like a 4.37 or 4.39. Ode, or I forget how to say his last name, but the man formerly known as Jason Owe ran a 4.36 at Penn State's Pro Day. Okay? And they always got somebody fat. Penn State's Pro Day had a dude run a 4.25. No, I think he ran a 4.22. He was a walk-on and a receiver. And he ran a 4.2. No, I think they clocked him at a 4.21. I take that back. I was like, that's bullshit, but okay. I just want to train and work out with like Penn State's medicals, like their athletic staff. Because I feel like if I train and work out with Penn State's athletic staff for like 9 months, I'll run like a 4.840 and be bench pressing like 400 pounds. Like whatever they got going up in Happy Valley, I want a piece of that. Not in like not in the other way. But yeah, I mean, me personally, as soon as I've been thinking about, as soon as he announced he wanted to trade Deebo Samuels, I'm like, they should just swap. Carolina should just get on the phone, sign Dwayne Brown in free agency as a left tackle. They already got Taylor Mouton, who I think is a Pro Bowl right tackle. He already got a fat deal. Just be like, look, Dwayne, come in and be our left tackle, please. They could trade Sam Darnold for Jimmy Garoppolo. I would trade, here's what I would do. I would send the Niners the 6th overall pick, Christian McCaffrey.
Do you see where I need to face you, though? Because you're really just rambling and talking to yourself right now.
No, I'm not. I'm looking directly at you.
I know. I'm not listening to you at all.
But you never listen to me when I talk.
No,
so
I do listen to you a lot most of the time.
Oh,
the only time I don't listen to you is during college football, half the time.
And I'd be like, hey, this dude's going to be a star. And 9 months later, man, I was watching him in college. You watched one game, bro. But nah. But yeah, I would say if I were the Panthers, I would trade the 6th overall pick.
Bro,
Sam Darnold.
I hate your trade.
Because that makes sense. Because that makes sense.
You hit on one ludicrous trade, and now
I've hit on like 5.
And you've just now since
like
then you've
5.
just been doubling down on ludicrous
I've hit
trades.
on like 5, bro. I don't get my credit for all the trades I hit on. So now I'm getting my credit. Now I'm getting my flowers now. Thank you. A little bit. Even though that one dude who broke the story, he definitely stole my take. I know he did. But yeah, I would just trade the 6th overall pick, Christian McCaffrey and his contract, and what's his face? Sam Darnold. And if they want Robbie Anderson, I'll throw him in too. And you give me Deebo Samuels, Jimmy Garoppolo.
That shit was hilarious when Robbie Anderson was like, no.
For Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
He's like, you want Baker Mayfield? He's like, no. I'm just saying, you're not going to have Deebo Samuels, Robbie Anderson, and damn it, DJ Moore. Because you also have Terrence Marshall Jr.
How you get clowned by a receiver?
Went to Temple.
Yeah, and was like
Made the most of himself.
Yeah,
with that hairstyle, he looks like the original Island Boy.
Or the dude from
Don't Be a Menace.
What's that movie with Bruce Willis and the girl with the red hair and Chris
Oh,
Tucker?
you mean The Fifth Element?
There you go, Fifth Element. Yep.
And he also looks like Marlon Wayans when he was in Don't Be a Menace.
Yep.
I'm drinking your juice in the hood, blah, blah, blah. But not for real, because they're probably gonna have to give up a receiver. So I would give up. And if they don't want Sam Darnold, I mean, I would give up Robbie Anderson, the 6th overall pick, and Christian McCaffrey to get Deebo Samuels and the 61st overall pick and Jimmy Garoppolo. Or you give me the 61st and the 93rd.
I think was crazy.
And Deebo Samuel. That's a fair trade because Christian McCaffrey would eat in that offense. He's exactly what Deebo isn't. He can be a great pass catcher. He runs great routes, but he's a running back. And they already do running back by committee. It makes too much sense.
I think what's crazy about this draft overall is that, like, last year they were talking a lot about how it was like a deep draft, but like not top heavy. And this year it's kind of like there's no like sure fit number one guy, but like across the board there's a lot of talent throughout all levels of the draft. So it's going to be crazy to me because there's a lot of teams with picks and there's a lot of teams with no picks. So I think we're going to see a lot of movement, and that's why it's interesting that these receivers are kind of putting their chips on the table so early, because realistically I could see none of them getting traded and I could see all of them getting traded as well, because we didn't even mention DK Metcalf, who we've been talking about the past month, whether or not he's on the table or
I'm
not.
starting to think that
Seattle
trade's
keeps
not
going
going to
back and
happen.
forth.
It just makes no sense why that trade would happen.
I don't know.
They got offensive pieces. They just need a left tackle and a quarterback. So, like, why would you trade away your biggest asset on offense to start over?
Keep it real. Would you, out of those four, who would you rather have? DK?
Deebo.
Over
Wait up.
DK?
Between Deebo, Scary Terry,
DK Metcalf, and AJ Brown.
rather have
If
Deebo. Deebo's better than both those dudes. So I watched him at the Senior Bowl up close. I saw what he did. Coming to the league how he has and instantly perform. You put him in an offense where the QB doesn't mind.
You think he would keep that up if he was in an offense where
AJ Brown disappears in games? Terry McClary.
I feel like AJ Brown can do the most. I mean, besides he can't run like Deebo, but as a receiver, I feel like
he's
AJ
actually.
Brown
I think they run the same 40. 4.49.
But I'm saying you wouldn't hand off the ball to him. What I'm saying is,
yeah.
But as a receiver, I feel like he's the most complete out of that group.
Nah,
because I feel like
Deebo ran a 4.48.
He can stretch the field. He can do the intermediate mid range stuff. He's pretty reliable.
Deebo's a better slot receiver than AJ is.
I'm not saying AJ is the best.
If you want a complete receiver.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's a B across the board on everything, whereas the other ones have like a part that they're an A in, but they have other stuff that they're a C in. I would probably say for me, if I were building a team, I would probably take AJ, Deebo, and then DK or Scary Terry, depending on what else.
Oh, I would take Scary Terry over both those guys. I would take Scary Terry first because I called him out of Ohio State, and then when he ran that 4.35, I was like, "Oh, bet."
You didn't even mention him.
Yes, I did. When he first came out, I was.
I'm just saying you haven't mentioned.
I was the main one talking about him.
I'm saying right now in this conversation,
I was going just off those two guys, but when you said
I was saying
four,
the whole four:
Scary Terry, then Deebo, then AJ Brown, then DK.
Wow, I'm surprised. That
Scary Terry can win with any trash ass QB. He's proven it.
That's fair.
AJ Brown hasn't eclipsed 1,200 yards receiving with Tannehill yet. He got Derrick Henry. And he had Julio on the other side. And he still is either injured or is it too inconsistent. If you put Scary Terry in that offense, all you got to do is give him the ball. He's faster than all. Well, other than DK, he's faster than all of them. Best hands. He can do it all. He can win every time. And he welcomes another receiver on the other side. Like if you just
that's fair.
Like if you put Scary Terry on the Raiders, those two guys are unguardable. And he has no ego because he waited so long at Ohio State. But if you put DK on the Raiders with Devontae Adams on the other side,
I don't know why you're even talking about that.
Because look how he's played. Look how he's played with Lockett.
I'm just saying it's not even.
Look how he played with Lockett,
That's not
bro.
gonna happen. They're not. They don't have the dollars to do that.
No, I'm just giving you an example of like if you put him next to another receiver who's either really good.
Have you set up your Bluetooth yet? This man cannot multitask.
Nah, it just got me really hyped on Scary Terry. Like I wanted him to be a Raider. No, it is what it is sometimes.
All right, other news from the week. The Kyler Murray drama continues.
I'm real tired for two.
Why is that?
Because, bro, nobody's getting rid of the other. He's not going to go play baseball. They're not going to cut him or trade him. Or else they would have done it.
Yeah, they try to put out those rumors that like, oh, we still don't know about Kyler Murray. Like, dog, your best quarterback before that was Carson Palmer and then Jake Plummer.
And Carson Palmer kind of got a raw deal at one point.
Raw deal adjacent?
Somewhat. Hey, is that what I'm...
So, on the Bluetooth, there should be a Rode caster.
It's the same one?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Watching.
I saw a speaker trio. I was like, interesting.
No, that's my speaker.
Okay.
No, other room.
But yeah, like, because who were you going to trade him to? Why? And you're not going to piss him. You know why you're not going to trade him? Because you would totally piss off DeAndre Hopkins. Like, why did I come here, bro, just for you to trade your star QB? This is Houston all over again. Get me the fuck out of here, too. No, trade me with him. Kiss my ass. You know what? Trade him to the Lions so you can get Jared Goff in here. See how that works for you. Like, they would have to trade him to Houston. They would have to trade him. Thinking of it. I mean, maybe you can even consider trading him to. If you're Arizona, if you're that serious, hey Miami, what's up? Give us Tua and give us your next 3 first-round picks. Or hey, no, you can't trade. You don't trade Kyler Murray to any other team in the NFC. So the Lions are out. All those other teams are out. Shit not working. Which one it is?
Try it again.
Is it AR or is it Roadcaster?
It should be Rodecaster.
Rodecaster Pro. There's 2 of them. That's why. Connected now. But yeah.
Yeah, you're connected now.
Like, I mean, what? Do you trade him to... You got to trade him to an AFC team. So you either trade him to the Texans and get all their picks. You can trade him to the Steelers and get all their picks. Trade him to... There's not many places he can go.
Yeah, because the thing is, I don't even.
You're not trading him to the AFC. That would be stupid if you did.
But I don't think you could even trade him in the AFC just because of all the. Like, the change. Like, there's already been too much crossover from the NFC.
Houston is the one team that Houston got 2 first-round picks. How about Houston? Give me all your shit for the next 2 years. You can have Kyler.
For what? So they can still keep losing?
Yeah. At least it'll be Kyler
Shout
and
out
Brandon
to Mo
Cooks.
Cheese. He says Deebo should come to Atlanta. That would be a good spot for Atlanta.
But you got to give up everything, and Marcus Mariota's throwing you the ball.
Exactly.
And Cordell Patterson is doing the exact same thing that Deebo Samuels doesn't want to do, which is playing running back as a receiver. So that's why hey, Deebo, we got some plays for you. Nah, fuck that. Those are Cordell plays. I'm running this slant. I'm running this slugger. You better fucking throw it to me too. Don't get happy feet, Marcus.
You know that's what Marcus is famous for.
Exactly. All that athletic ability wasted. But I mean, he went to Tennessee. Tennessee is where QBs have their potential ruined. Hi, Vince Young. Rest in peace, Steve McNair.
Steve McNair won MVP there, so I don't know if you could say
he
wasted his potential.
He got half MVP. They just couldn't resist giving it to Peyton Manning. He should have won it outright, but they gave him half an MVP. Never forget that. Vince Young, Rookie of the Year. Him and Chris Johnson and Lindell White. Should have made perfect fucking sense. All you have to do is give him receivers. Don't give him receivers. Have a somewhat good defense. Jeff Fisher's the head coach.
I don't know what that was.
That was me farting into the mic like my nephew.
No, was it?
With my mouth.
Something broke.
I went like that. Look at me.
Wow, he about to blow out our brand new mics.
Hey, man, you got to test them. Pause.
All right, other stuff that dropped this week. The NFL schedule is going to be coming out on the 12th. Looking forward to that, obviously, so I can actually start planning my Vegas trip appropriately. And also, I re-upped on my Charger tickets, so more like my dad re-upped on his Charger tickets, and I just kind of also clout chased it.
Man, this too, bro.
You just need to play it on your phone.
Okay. Well, but
You're
anyway,
connected to the audio. So when we transition to college football, you're just gonna hit play on your phone. We did this 2 weeks ago,
bro. We're in a different studio now.
It's the same equipment.
You're the same animal, but you're a different animal, but are you the same beast? Rest in peace, Kobe. But nah, for real though.
And also, I want to.
That actually brought me back to
I'm
my
excited
point.
for that Rams and Chargers game at the Charger Stadium.
Yeah. That brought me back to
We'll sell that ticket.
That brought me back to my point. I'm like, yo, number one receiver has to be able to win in multiple offenses. Has to be able to win from the slot. Has to be able to win if there's a safety over the top. And I think Scary Terry's the only one who checks all those boxes.
We're not even talking about that anymore.
I know, but I was thinking about receivers, and
All right, are you set up, ready to go with the Drake London audio?
Yes, indeed. Turn my volume up. Yeah, so I was at Drake London's pro day workout on April 15th. He didn't run his 40. I showed up and I thought I was late because he was just stretching, getting ready for field work. TJ Houshmandzadeh was coaching him up. Jordan Palmer was coaching up. He's at Athletes First, so they hooked that up. And he's doing his thing, working out with them. Everybody's like, he's 6'5", he's 6'3". I looked him dead in the eye. He's 6'3", about almost 6'4", honestly. He's 6'4" with a helmet on. But he literally didn't start jogging. He was running 6 miles an hour a week before the combine, so he couldn't physically run. And as someone who's fractured my ankle and fractured my foot and broke my ankle, I know how long that process takes to heal. Even if you're like an elite athlete, it takes the same time to heal, no matter who you are.
So do you really think he's better than Michael Pittman Jr.?
Yeah, he's better than Michael Pittman. As a pure receiver, yes. I wouldn't say a better special teams player, but he's a better.
I don't know, bro. You don't sound too sure.
He's a better receiver, but I think Pittman has better hands.
Well, that was a knock on Pittman coming out.
No, Pittman always had hands.
Nah, but he had concentration issues. He had concentration drops.
I mean, there's that, but also USC had a gimmicky offense. But when they did run pro, he was always the go-to guy. Like if you threw it up to Michael Pittman, he always caught it. Now that over the middle type shit, where you could been throwing that ball to a different receiver in the offense.
So basically,
like Amon-Ra.
Basically, what you're saying is Drake London is the best USC receiver since Mike Williams.
He's better than Mike Williams.
So since
Mike Williams isn't even the best USC receiver.
Keyshawn Johnson, but
he's more. He is a big receiver with slot receiver feet. And he wasn't even. He was like probably maybe.
But what I'm saying
80% at that pro day.
If you're following this touchdowns to tangents social media, TDs_tangents, you've been hyping him up as a first round grade.
He's definitely a first rounder.
But that's what I'm saying is he'll be the first rounder since what? Nelson Aguilar? No, Nelson Aguilar was second round, right? No, he was first.
Yeah, he was first. I think he was in the 20s.
Marquise Lee was the second round.
Yeah,
Robert Woods was second round.
He's better than Aguilar by far. But he actually
So that's what I'm saying. You're saying
he has like Robert Woods. He's like
Johnson.
He has Robert Woods and Marquise Lee's feet. Really good hands. I think he's gonna have to work like his release and against press and all that.
Though, sir,
over the top. You got to work at that. But he is a top flight receiver in this draft because is going to, and you still can't stop him from catching it.
What I'm saying in the lineage of USC,
he's better than Michael Thomas coming out of Ohio State.
You've seen in 2 decades is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it goes Michael Pittman Jr., him, and then Juju.
You just said he's better than. I'm confused.
By a hair. He'll be a better pro.
You said he's way better than Juju like 2 weeks ago.
He's better than Juju. That's why I said Juju's third. Juju's not a 1. London is like a pure 1. And even though I don't think he maybe runs a 4.4, I think he runs probably around the same as Michael Pittman Jr. Pittman, you have to, people like, is he a 1? He has 1 written all over him as far as athletic ability and what he can do, and then he ran that good 40, and you saw what he did with the Colts in only his second year with Carson Wentz throwing him the ball. So I think, yes, Pittman is a 1, but I think London has even more potential because his dynamic basketball background, he had like a 40-inch vertical in high school. And I was, just from the offenses that they were in with Graham Harrell, even though it was kind of, it's the run and shoot. Still, with just all the different positions he had to play at all, he ran a lot out of the slot, this past year. And even though he had 88 catches and like over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and missed like I think the last 6 games, like it was still All-American. He was putting up great numbers. He was on par. I mean, imagine. I think if you put him in the Alabama offense, he might put up even better numbers. That's how I got to see it. Like if you take out John Mechie, I don't know if he puts up the same numbers at USC that Drake London did, and I think that goes to his ability. Like he gets everything out of his 6'3", 6'4" frame. He kind of has some Larry Fitzgerald to him, a touch of Larry Fitzgerald when it comes to deep balls.
All right, bro. I just need to see it because you're over here giving. You're giving this man a lot of praise.
He has little guy feet, bro. I mean, he has big feet, but he has the feet of a slot receiver.
I see the feet. Yeah,
that's what separates him from Michael Pittman Jr.
But I'm just saying, though, the overall game, you're giving him a lot of credit for.
I think if he goes to a system where he doesn't have to be the number 1 receiver,
illustrious college career.
I think if he goes to the Commandos, that's the perfect 1-2 punch. He's like a faster Mike Evans, just not as tall as Mike Evans.
Play the audio.
Yes, indeed. This is the pro day. Drake London. You still do basketball workouts to kind of help with your footwork, to kind of.
And Not at the moment. I can't pick up a basketball right now. I'll be on the court trying to dunk and stuff like that. I can't risk that. So, no, not at the moment.
When you compare yourself to other receivers in the draft, what do you feel like stands out the most in terms of your ability to just get off press and release?
Honestly, like you're saying, playing basketball. I can't right now, but when I'm on the field, I can. It's like a one-on-one situation and press release, just trying to cross a guy up.
What misconceptions did you kind of clear up? Because, I mean, obviously playing in a spread offense, people think, oh, you're just getting, a bunch of volume catches. But what do you feel like your tape in this offense and just USC's different offensive coordinators, how do you feel like you separate yourself?
To that, the volume of catches and things like that. I mean, everybody knew where the ball was going at the end of the day. I had triple coverage, double coverage all game, and it still didn't stop me. So whatever they say about that, I could care less. The volume of catches were staying the same even if it was triple coverage or not. So that's what I got to say about it.
Yeah. Those are the three biggest questions. I mean, he's been training with Michael Pittman Jr. and Amon St. Brown. He said they've been pretty much coaching him up since he was a freshman. So she's training with the best of both worlds. A guy who's a pure slot receiver who's going to win from the slot and a big dude who automatically wins over the top and wins from, outside in. So he's kind of like the culmination of those two dudes combined. But he has legit upper echelon agility and, ability. That's why I'm like, if he goes to the Jets, would be interesting.
I'm hearing a second round pick. I'm gonna be real.
No, he's.
I'm hearing a second round pick.
If he went out and ran a 40 and been healthy, I think he's not slipping out of the first round. If he slipped out of the first round, I'd be thoroughly shocked because he complements teams from 11 to the Packers.
Well, that's why it's hard with receivers. That's why it's hard with receivers because it's
nah, bro. He's different.
Even with Pittman, you thought he was going to be a first rounder, and he slid.
I figured if he would have ran,
he was on the fridge. You put him on the fringe, but you thought he was going to go in the first round. Your money was on him going in the first round
over some guys ahead of him. Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying is it's hard.
Had he run in the 4.4s, I'm like, oh, he's a first rounder.
It's hard with receivers because of the questions you just asked. One, the rules are different, right? In terms of the coverages, the offenses and the play calling's different. The talent's different in terms of you're sharing the rock more. You're not going to get those volume catches as much as a rookie. So that's why it's hard because it's you want to get a player that has had production and proven themselves. But you also want to make sure they have the potential to develop in your scheme. So it's that's why you get players that are reaches, the Henry Ruggs and the Jalen Reagors. And
nah, you can't compare Henry Ruggs and Jalen Reagor. Henry Ruggs made a stupid life choice.
No, but I'm just saying.
But he was actually trending towards a Pro Bowl receiver.
Yes. And I'm the one who told you that. I told you that 3 months ago, and you just went off on me and were like, no, Henry Ruggs is a bust. But anyways, I digress.
I mean,
the point I'm trying to make is...
He was looking like one.
The point I'm trying to make is Henry Ruggs was the first receiver taken in that draft. And off the rookie season, he was not looking like the best receiver in that draft.
Just Derek Carter throwing the ball.
In those next 8 games, he started to show promise of being that number one receiver. But my point is...
Yeah, 80-yard catch against Denver.
My point is a crapshoot.
Not really. Nowadays, it's more scheme.
Even Jerry Jeudy, we thought he was going to be a sure thing.
He's been hurt, but Cortland Sutton turned out to be a sure thing, and he tore his ACL. It happens. These dudes can still play. If you got Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. By the way, I don't think Jahan Dotson is that much better than KJ Hamler. But, I don't trust Penn State receivers for a reason. I've been yet to be proven wrong.
Chris Godwin.
That's the only one. He might be the best Penn State receiver of all time. Called Allen Robinson. No, I definitely did. You watch your fucking mouth. I definitely did.
We're gonna have to go back to the tape on that.
We can definitely go back to the tape. You just will not let go of that you call Todd Gurley's career. So you just like, even though you don't watch college football, you just like speak with that arrogance, that same arrogance. Which, by the way, I really thought he'd sign with the Dolphins. That wasn't cool, Todd. You got Pete's feel. You got Pete re-engaged, and I was like, "Don't lie to me, bro. You're gonna sign with the Dolphins. Just sign with the Dolphins, bro. But don't do that to me." But nah, for real. Like when it comes to Drake London, I'm like, if he was moving the way he was moving, and he was only like 80% at his pro day.
But that's what I'm saying is like, do you
him at 100%? His feet are going to be even faster.
The question is not.
He still get his leg back. I can tell.
The question is not, does he have first round talent? The question is not, does he have first round production? The question is
USC receiver.
Is there a team that wants him so bad they're going to take him in the first round?
Yes, like
and
10.
not chance it him not being there in the second.
Like 10, bro.
Or are they going to trade back? Or is there a team that wants him so bad that's going to trade up at the end of the first round if he's sliding?
There's going to be a run on receivers.
What?
So really, it's just who's going to budge first. Who's going to blink first? Because if Garrett Wilson goes first, Chris Olave, his teammate, isn't that far behind. And then it's like, well, okay, who's the third guy? Obviously going to be Drake London. You know, I'd rather go Christian Watson.
But that's what
if I got the choice.
That's what I'm saying. That's also what makes it hard because it's like you got a lot of guys, so it's like a bunch. That's
what your offense works.
A bunch could go, or that could also mean a bunch fall into the second round because that's what's happened in deep receiver classes too.
The top 5 receivers.
We still don't even know what's going to happen with the quarterback situation.
Bro, there's going to be at least 3 receivers.
You don't even know what's going to happen with the quarterback situation.
There's going to be at least 3 receivers taken in the first round. I guarantee. I will put money on that.
Well, yeah, that's a low ass number. What is there? Usually like 9 now?
Not
like
always.
7?
Not always. That's only because it was a COVID year and a lot of guys stayed back. Otherwise, this class wouldn't be as deep.
But what I'm saying is, even with the quarterback situation, right?
This is a quarterback.
You got how many first round picks potentially?
I would say
1 to 5.
2. I'm not taking Matt Corral in the first round. You can get him a second round.
There's rumors of it. There's talk of it, right? So there's
Detroit can't take a quarterback because they have Jared Goff, and you have to pay him all that money. So unless you're going to trade him, you'd be stupid as fuck to draft a QB. Who's you're going to want him to play. If you say Kenny Pickett, he's quote unquote the most pro ready, even though he played at Pitt.
The D-line,
and you take out his best year, his other 3 years are trash.
The D-line is also deep.
Exactly. Edge, corners, people are going to jump.
Corners are deep.
Corners only deep because it's a needy. The Bengals need a corner.
So that's what I'm saying is there a team out there that
he could go to the Commanders?
Like, what team do you think like absolutely has to take him in the first round? Like, what team do you think? Because you're right. I mean,
that's tough because there's best available.
But that's what I'm saying.
If I'm Washington and I can get
but what I'm saying
a left tackle who falls to me or a corner.
But what I'm saying
take a corner.
When you're saying that there's teams 12 through 32 that could take him,
11 through 28.
That's what I'm saying.
He won't make it
when you have all those teams that could take him. That's also
Philly.
A lot of teams that could pass.
Nah, Philly needs a receiver.
So you don't see him getting past Philly. That's your bet.
I don't see him getting past the Saints. The Chargers aren't going to take him.
Nah, I could see the Saints passing on a receiver.
I mean, no, they need a receiver.
They have other needs.
Nah, bro. Who?
They have other needs.
Like what? They need a left tackle.
They need a left tackle, first of all.
Dwayne Brown is out there. There's left tackles out there.
Dwayne Brown.
Unless you're going to take Trevor Pitting and put him at left tackle.
By the way,
I don't think Trevor Pitting.
Fun fact.
Go for it.
Do you know the last number 1 overall pick to win a playoff game in their first season?
Eric Fisher?
Damn. I thought that was going to be a hard one.
Why? He played for the Chiefs. It was like mad easy. You're devastated right now, aren't you?
Yeah. I didn't even know that.
I knew that. Come on. Eric Fisher's out there.
Who was the one before him?
I'll back. It might have been Sam Bradford.
No, it wasn't.
Cam didn't make the playoffs.
It was right before Eric Fisher.
Cam didn't play.
You're close.
See, I'm really trying to. Was it Andrew Luck?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds about right. See, I'm telling you, I'm on it, man. I know my shit.
Yeah, I would have guessed Andrew Luck, but I wouldn't have guessed Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher went to the Chiefs when they were good. Alex Smith. I don't want to call him a bust, but I don't want to call him great either.
I mean, when you look at the rest of the draft, he's not that big of a bust.
He was the
Luke Jocko didn't even get a second contract.
Luke Jocko was a joke.
He didn't even get a second contract.
That was shocking.
I didn't think he was going to be that bad. I thought he'd at least stay on as a guard.
He started that run of Texas A&M tackles who ended up being trash. Cedric Obey is still out there somewhere for the Seahawks.
But that's what I thought. I thought he'd at least stick on as a guard. Like
that's why I think the worry might be for Evan Neal, possibly. Like if you take him,
isn't he bigger than
he's 6'7", 330, and doesn't look
too damn big for that.
No, you could play guard at 6'7".
You can.
Andrew.
God damn it. God damn it. Oh, I hate Windows updates.
Why is your phone updating right now? Don't you have a do not disturb?
Yeah, I just hit it. Hold on.
Did the whole show just reset?
No. I just accidentally hit the button. It's fine though.
This man, this guy right here.
I told you this was going to be a mess with me holding the mic and trying to work the boards at the same time.
I mean, well, I guess next time we'll figure something out. But I'm saying, just hold the mic in your hand. It's really comfortable. Well, next time.
Yeah, I got this.
Next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. When you just look at the draft, 11, he can go to the Commandos. He's not going to the Vikings because they really don't. They can get a third receiver. They need a corner, honestly, or like, yeah, Jordan Davis. They might go Jordan Davis, even though they got Harrison Phillips. They just got an edge rusher. I think they're running a 3-4. So I mean, he's not going to Minnesota. He can go to Houston, but they have Brandon Cooks there, so he complements Brandon Cooks and David Sills. Then 14, you got the Ravens. He's not going there because they just took Rashad Bateman, and they're going to go best player available. Honestly, like they could, the Ravens could either trade up and just say we specifically want, we want a certain guy. They can just cool out and just take best player available. Then you got 15. Who was that 15? The Eagles or the Saints? Might be the Eagles. I think the Eagles still have that 15 pick. Eagles at 15, Saints at 16. Like, either one of those teams could take him. I think Philly's more inclined to take him because the Saints have Michael Thomas. But honestly, Michael Thomas don't have the feet that Drake London has, and you might as well get two big-ass receivers who you can throw to if you're going to put gimmicky-ass Taysom Hill at tight end. I'd rather have two sure-handed receivers who can go up and get it, and then you got fast guys in the slot.
The Eagles are at 15, New Orleans is 16.
Chargers are at 17, so they're not taking them.
Philly's at 18.
So Philly has two chances to go at him.
And then New Orleans is at 19
because Devonta Smith is the guy, and then they got what's his face, who actually had a breakout year last year.
And Green Bay at 22, New England at 21.
Drake London could go to the Patriots easy. He'd be perfect for that offense. He's not N'Keal Harry, I promise you.
You knew I was going to say that.
Yeah, because he's big and a Pac-12 receiver. And
athletic. Should have not been a bust.
Yeah, he could still play tight end with 27 bench press reps. Your ass can play tight end.
All right, so let's move down the line on college football.
Yeah, he's going. Drake London's going first round. It's not even really up for debate. Okay, so Sevyn Banks. I hope that's how you say his first name. Ohio State corner. He had a senior day and everything at Ohio State. Has 1 year left of eligibility. He's transferring to LSU. They got to void that corner because they lost Derek Stingley Jr. and Elias Ricks transferred to Alabama. And that program is being rebuilt by Mr. Fake Southern Drawl himself, Brian Kelly. He's on my list of coaches I wouldn't send my son to. I'm dead ass serious. Like, nah, bro.
Makes sense.
We remember how you did Marty Gilliard. Remember you got booed by your own Cincinnati players. Let Tim Tebow baptize them into oblivion. Killed all their draft stocks. I think Travis Kelce was a senior on that team. Notre Dame unveiled an NIA collective. That's led by
UCLA also dropped like a marketplace for their NIL players.
They keep getting people transferring out the program, though. I don't know what's up with that. They just lost another DB. It's called the Fun Foundation. It's created to allow them to promote charitable organizations they're passionate about. It stands for Friends of the University of Notre Dame. That's a bar. That's why Brady Quinn went to Notre Dame. That's brilliant marketing. They're a 501c3 nonprofit being spearheaded by Brady Quinn. He's helping forward them. He played there from 03 to 06. Somehow played 7 years in the league.
Yeah, so UCLA's is called the Westwood Exchange, and basically it's a database where alumni, community members, donors, fans, companies can all get in touch directly with student athletes who are interested in capitalizing on their NIL.
Texas also has an NIL collective, and it's crazy because donors to the school can just drop money in a bucket. That's just free money. And then the Irish, their tight end, Michael Mayer, he ranks 80th on the NIL 100. Their guy's making millions of dollars from NIL. Michael Mayer, he ranks 80th. He has an evaluation of like $157,000. 34,000 social media followers. So I mean, cats are getting bread out the wazoo. I mean, college football's a business, and if you're good enough to make it to the league, you'll make it. You just, like Casey Thompson said on Bussin' with the Boys. He said, if you're a starter at Nebraska, you can make $100,000 a year. Nebraska. So imagine UCF is the only school. They had their spring game and they had QR codes on the back of their jerseys. So you could literally buy the player's jersey. You just scan their QR code.
That's cool.
On the back of their jerseys.
Smart. That's innovative.
Only school to do it. Only school to do it, UCF.
The best program in Florida?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Shout out to Bear Bryant.
For about 2 years running.
I mean, Big Cat Bryant. Sorry.
Yes. But I guess Bear Bryant, too. If you can excuse the racism. And yes, let's see the next one. So JT Daniels is transferring to West Virginia. He has transferred.
JT Daniels still has transfer clout
because he left high school a year early and then got
Why is
injured,
he still on this rundown?
And then got injured twice. And then
if I had $1 for
happened.
every USC quarterback that transferred multiple times, I'd have a lot of dollars.
Kendall Slovis is just chilling at Pitt, minding his business. I don't believe he'll be a first-round QB. I don't believe in Kendall Slovis as a first-round QB. I just don't. His size, he's not built like one. I'm like, bro, you got to get stronger. I've seen you take hits against Utah that like almost put you out against guys who aren't in the league. Oh, yeah, Utah. Even though they send hella cats to the league right now. But JT Dez at West Virginia, and I think what's-his-face, Graham Harrell is the OC there, if I'm not mistaken. So you already know what that's about. Running, gun, slinging it. JT Daniels might put up great numbers. At least he got a national championship with Georgia. His NIL game must be crazy. And by the way, Arch Manning, the grandson. He's the grandson of. Am I forgetting the father's name? This is embarrassing. Aiden and Eli's dad.
Archie Manning.
I don't know. They got to be more creative with the names in that family. Arch Manning. That's the best you could do. You couldn't call him Archie or Artemis. Artemis Manning would have been fire, bro. I would just change my name to Artemis. Why'd you change your name to Artemis? Because what I'm going to do to these defenses are fucking foul. Shout out to Artemis Fowl, the book. It's actually almost better than Harry Potter. Okay. It's like Batman. It's like the healthy version of Batman.
Half the pages.
I mean, well, no, Artemis Fowl is a big book. They're like 400, 500 page books. But it's a fun
I don't
read.
remember them being that big.
They're like 450. Right. 450.
The font is a lot bigger, though.
The font's not as big.
I don't believe you.
Go ahead. Go to the library and find Artemis Fowl book and then look at the font. It's a lot to read for 450 pages, but it's set of characters driven and good. Now, I don't know if you want to see the movie.
Dinner, dog.
I don't know if
I haven't ate dinner, dog.
Okay. But yeah. So
then he realized I haven't ate dinner either. Shit. Maybe I don't want to Rambo for 40 minutes.
I ate early as hell in the day, but that's not dinner.
I know.
4 o'clock isn't dinner.
My last meal was at 11, and it was delicious.
Damn.
Black excellence. Shout out to Hawkins House.
Didn't even invite me, you punk bitch.
Actually, I did. I told you to pull up early. You didn't show up till 8 o'clock. You didn't even enter the chat until 5.
No. That was like at 11 in the morning, bro. You were eating Hawkins at like 11 or 12. You
could have came over then.
Nah, fuck that. I had just woken up because I had a long day at work. Like, no, bro. You literally ate Hawkins early as fuck in the morning. You said, I'll be done with everything by 3. You definitely ate Hawkins well before 3 o'clock. Captain America. But anyway, yeah, so Dabo Swinney's not apologizing for his salary. Those are his words. He went on a whole rant about how NIL is ruining America and college football. But then says, well, what's the difference between these kids making this money off their name and you making money off their name, pretty much? And he's like, I earned my money. Did you? Or did Deshaun Watson earn you money? Did Trevor Lawrence earn you money? Did Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, Taylor Muse, Isaiah Simmons, Andrew Booth Jr., all those other guys earn you money? I feel like they earned you money. Jackson Carman, maybe. Travis Etienne. I feel like he earned you some money. Pretty sure, CJ Spiller earned you some money. Still is earning you money because he's a coach at Clemson. GJ Ukulele. Fuck yes, I said his name right. You know how hard it is to say Polynesian dudes' names nowadays? Bro, they should give you a nickname back in the day. When I was in high school, they used to give you a nickname. Don't say his whole name.
Debo's really trying to get himself the fuck out of here.
He is. Also, a former Oregon player is Doug Brenner. He's suing the NCAA for about $100 million in punitive damages because of some lifetime damage done. It's like his knees and neck and other things. Because Willie Taggart was head coach at Oregon. He had a guy who apparently didn't have the credentials, the medical credentials, to actually be a strength and conditioning coach. And he's blaming him for those injuries and suing. So that's interesting. It looks like he might have somewhat of a case. Him and another guy joined in the lawsuit. That Willie Taggart era at Oregon was not good at all. And the crazy thing is that if that era doesn't happen, get Justin Herbert. That's pretty much it for college football news.
All right. Let's see.
Alrighty then. See, spring game is a Saturday. So pull up or not pull up? That's the question.
All right, so first one, Davion Smith cut by the Pittsburgh Maulers because he broke 3-team rules by telling a food service worker he wanted a chicken salad over pizza.
He wanted pizza over chicken salad. My bad. I thought I'd change that. So former Michigan running back Davion Smith and the coach, I think his name is Kirby Wilson or something like that, really didn't do himself any favors either, because they were serving chicken salad, and the guy says, "Is that going to be a problem?" He's like, "Yeah," because he saw somebody come up with pizza. He's like, can I have a slice? And they're like, no. But apparently, like, they brought pizza for somebody. He wanted a slice of pizza instead of chicken salad. You would think as an NFL player. As a pro football player, you could get pizza over chicken salad, be respectful about it, and not get cut from your team. Which I think is total bullshit. Then they released a statement, which I think was really bad PR, in my opinion. You don't sit up here and say he broke 3 team rules, but then don't say what the team rules are. Now that's, if I'm correct, slander because it's written and published. There's slander, and then there's the other one. Definitely.
Isn't that libel?
Libel. Libel's written, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they slandered him, and then they libeled him, which is even worse because there's video of him saying, all I did was this. And he said, it doesn't matter. It already happened. We've already made our decision. You're gone. And that's pretty embarrassing that they played that on national television. You could sue for damages. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think that's why USFL won't survive as a league because that's some Bush League bullshit. The NFL will never cut a guy like that over fucking chicken salad. Are y'all that poor?
Speaking of which,
If that's all y'all had that day. That's one thing.
Speaking of which, The Rock, he went on record this week basically saying the XFL will offer higher salaries than the USFL. The USFL commissioner shot back and was like, yeah, well, we have partnerships with NBC and Fox, so I don't know how they can do much better than that. So,
I bet it's like, well, we're
touchdown or
headquartered in
turnover?
Texas. Wait, weren't we just on something else?
XFL and USFL beef. Touchdown or turnover?
Oh, we started with touchdown or turnover.
Yeah, we did.
I wasn't even done with that chicken story, but XFL, man. The Rock doesn't attach his brand to something that fails.
Well, what I'm saying
I
is
mean, people might not
overall,
like his TV
what
show.
I'm saying, though, is overall, like, is the beef between the USFL
Oh,
XFL,
yeah, it's real.
Is it helpful? Is it helpful for either league?
USFL has to because they don't have any teams and markets that you give a fuck about. They got a team in Birmingham, Alabama. You gonna watch that?
No, but Alabama.
I saw T.O. score a touchdown in a fan-controlled league, and that was funner than the Maulers losing like 21-3. Did I say more fun or funner?
You said funner.
Because that's not a double negative. You say funner. You don't say more funner. Just like you don't say awkwarder. You don't even say more awkward. You say it's awkward.
You say it's more awkward, but go ahead.
You don't say more awkward. You just say awkward. That's one of the words.
Why can't things be more awkward? I don't understand.
If you say something, you're making it more awkward. That's a qualifier. But if you just say it's more awkward, like it's a prepositional phrase or some shit, like no.
Anyways,
that doesn't work. Like I could say, you can't say more funnier. You can't be more of what it is.
I'm gonna say this is a turnover, only because
it's a touchdown for the XFL for sure. They've had Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird, and now the USFL would open their mouth and say some shit.
But that's why I'm going to say it's a turnover, just because I feel like this time around, the NFL is kind of like hedging their bets, right? Like the last time around with the AAF and the XFL first edition or second edition, like they were like, let's just hang back and like, let's see what happens with these two leagues and if they actually make some headway. This time around, they're like, okay, we'll like give both you guys like some resources and some clout, and like whatever happens. Like it's like they're pretty much taking the opposite stance this time around, and I think the outcome is probably going to be the same.
I think the USFL is probably going to fail. I don't see it lasting. Bro, like, I can't even... I'm only watching the games on Fox because it's there. And then when one game I was watching, there was nobody in the stadium. There wasn't 100 people in that stadium. Like, you pick markets that are small, that are supposed to love football. It's not college football. Nobody's showing up there. That shit was embarrassing. The XFL, they were not selling out stadiums, but they were rivaling Chargers games. Say what you want, but the LA Wildcats had about 15 to 17,000 almost every home game in Carson. Imagine how much more they could do if they play in Inglewood. Think about that. So I mean,
they probably wouldn't do more.
It would be a better experience because more people are inclined to go to events in Inglewood now. Especially like, the Super Bowl, boom. Aaron Donald's at the LA Wildcats game.
No, fuck all that. They should have it at the LAFC stadium.
Nah.
That would be tough.
Nah, bro. Draco really got murdered over there. That's not a good area to have events like that. The block is still hot over there. They kind of fucked that up. You can have USC games there, but you can't have football games there. You can't have, you don't want the XFL to be attached. You don't want something bad to happen because of the XFL game. Carson is safe. There's freeways all the way around. So if some shit happens near Carson, hey, you're right near a college campus. There's a lot of crime near college campus sometimes because of college campus. People think, you can just beat up students. Shit happens. Fights happen in the parking lot.
LAFC's right. I mean, LAFC's not that far from USC.
It's right next to it, actually.
So,
It's right next to it.
Kind of.
It's right next to it. It's right next to the Coliseum.
Which is kind of right next to the USC.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not literally.
USC is USC though. USC has the brand and cachet to overcome all that shit because you come to watch USC. You don't come to fight or stab somebody in a parking lot.
I don't know, man.
You might get stabbed in the parking lot, but it's like, hey, it ain't sweet over here. I guess you fell asleep. We're paying attention. But I'm saying if you're going just off the strength of the XFL, no, you either try to get partnership. You either try to go back to Cal State Dominguez Hills in Carson, or you try to go to Inglewood. Wherever there's less traffic, wherever you think you're going to get more people. And honestly, it'd be better if they do it in Inglewood because then you could have more black businesses advertising or paying for advertising space. It'll feel like more community engagement. You can't go to a Rams game.
What makes you think The Rock cares about black business?
Hey, man, it's not about who's about black business. It's about who will do business with black business.
Fair. All right.
But yeah, USFL taking that L. They should just shut up. Like, bro, you can't fire somebody over fucking wanting pizza over chicken salad. Are you serious? No wonder why that guy probably has never been a head coach anywhere in the NFL. We have to start doing this podcast earlier now.
Definitely.
Earlier than 8 o'clock?
Potentially. All right, first up, Cards linebacker Kylie Fitz retires after too many concussions.
Damn,
you got to take her tangent on that.
That hurts because I was rooting for the Raiders to draft him coming out of college. He went to Utah, but he played somewhere else before Utah. And he ran like a 4.5, strong as hell, was a decent pass rusher. He was in Chicago, right?
No, he's with the Cardinals.
With the Cardinals now? Oh.
Yep.
I wish the Raiders could have got him. They could have actually got some use out of him. I liked him the same way I liked Max Crosby, but he was a little bit different. Like he was strong enough to where he could have bumped down and played some 3 technique.
This one probably should have been on touchdown or turnover, but it's fine. Marshawn Lynch doing donuts on the Zamboni.
Are we looking at the same thing?
No, I'm making my own up. You got to take her tangent on Marshawn Lynch, partial owner of the Kraken, doing donuts on the ice.
I mean, anything Marshawn Lynch does, it's just dope. Why wouldn't you want Marshawn Lynch on the Zamboni?
Why wouldn't you? What if you bought a hockey team? Why wouldn't you want to take the Zamboni out and do donuts on it?
If I'm the XFL, I would bring a team back in Oakland just for Oakland to play in Oracle Arena and let Marshawn Lynch be the team president.
Interesting.
All the forgotten
Seattle. My interest.
Hey, Seattle, you ain't got a basketball team, but you got a football team. when the Seahawks aren't playing.
The same thing, but okay.
Better than the Washington Huskies right now. I mean, it'll work.
All right. And then
Maybe not Oklahoma team.
Next one. This one kind of goes into one of your ones too, but Russell Wilson is here about a $25 million mansion. Take your attention on that.
Hey man, if you like it, I love it. I wish I could buy a $25 million mansion. I fucking would. I do a podcast in every room. But my family lives there and say, you can't come in the West Wing. Don't fucking come down there. You call me on the bat phone. I literally have a bat phone in my room. Like, hello. Have
you seen the Batman yet?
Mom made dinner. I bet.
Have you seen the Batman yet?
Nah, not yet. I haven't had a chance to. I've been working.
Not missing much.
Every day. I haven't had a chance to enjoy shit. I might go to the beach this weekend.
It was honestly cool.
It'll probably be the last day.
It was honestly cool, but it was honestly like
whatever.
Yeah, at the same time, like there was some cool stuff that like the cinematography was dope, the costumes were dope. Like there was some good like. It was nice to see them redo the Riddler. Like
I want to see it for the plot, just cause.
But like overall, I don't know, man. Like. As a whole, complete cinematic experience, I feel like it was still kind of missing something.
I just feel like I should buy AMC
the homie Renee. Shout out to Renee Romero. He was like, "Yeah, it's pretty much like Murder She Wrote or Law and Order. It's this intense build up, and then it's just kind of over."
Do that then.
All right.
So you want me to read mine off?
No, these are both kind of trash. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't see the video. That's why.
Go ahead.
You see the video, Ciara?
No, I didn't.
Bro, she did a fucking gauntlet where she caught a pass from Russell Wilson, ran through the drills in fucking high heels, did a spin move, and then spiked it in the end zone. I was like, that is elite level athleticism. And if we were I tweeted it. If this was a powder puff game, she's top 3. She's getting drafted top 3, no less. And she's playing running back, and we're running sweep every play. She looked like people forget how
my number one pick is Serena. So there you go.
Okay, cool. That's fine. So you can take Serena. I'll take Ciara, and you're not fucking catching her. She had quick feet. Like, bro, you got to watch the video. That's why you looking at me like that. You ain't seen the video.
Yeah, but
no, lightning quick.
That edge.
No wasted.
Serena sent that edge with
shit.
That.
Okay,
with
cool.
That lateral movement.
You can't play her at corner.
Strength,
you can't play her at corner.
I'm playing her at
defensive end and linebacker.
2015 Khalil Mack. She's playing linebacker and DN.
That's cool, but guess what? I'm gonna just have Ciara guard in the slot, and when she jukes you and then runs by every girl on your team, every lady on your team, and then takes it 80 yards to the fucking house, I'm just look at you like, what you gonna do? You're not gonna put Serena on her? I dare you.
I'm putting
bro.
I'm putting Ari in the slot.
Ari Lennox?
No, Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande's not athletic.
Yeah, but she's little. She got long hair.
Get tossed the fuck around.
She'll be annoying.
It wouldn't even be fair.
She'll be an annoying.
You'd have to stop the game. She would get knocked unconscious.
Corner. And then I got a.
Don't even throw a slant to her
because I got enough heat off the edge.
Bro,
you're not going to be able to throw 20 yards.
I'm going to treat this shit like the WNBA draft, and
you're not going to be able to throw. You're not going to be able to throw those triple.
I'm going to chip Serena every time. I'm going to draft Venus just to spite you.
Venus is probably your quarterback, if we're being honest.
Honestly, or corner. She batting down everything. She got the footwork to stay with you. If I can get Ciara and Venus, you're fucked. All you have is Serena. Who else you gonna draft? Go ahead. You got to pick actually, no, you can pick another athlete. Go ahead, pick another athlete. Who you gonna pick? You gonna pick exactly. You've already lost.
I feel like there's just not enough speed. I feel like Ciara is like the only fast person.
You don't know enough people. I got like 5 track stars in my head right now. You're fucked.
I feel like Kaylani's not that fast. But
Kaylani,
I feel like she's
not.
athletic. She's from Oakland, so she's probably chippy. I put her at safety.
That's all you got?
But
Guess what my next pick is?
Ooh.
Cindy McLaughlin out of USC, Olympic sprinter. You're fucked, bro.
We're not taking Olympians, bro.
Oh, we can't take Olympians?
We're not taking Olympians.
Isn't Serena an Olympian? Is tennis an Olympic sport yet?
I guess, bro.
Okay, we can only take
so
we can
now
take
we're looping
singers
in
and tennis
WNBA players.
Singers and tennis
So now
players.
we're looping in WNBA players. All right, cool. Bet.
No, that's not fair. That's
Yeah,
just, no,
bet.
you can't say WNBA player. Fine, no track stars, but I got Ciara, and already that's like the crown jewel of that draft class.
All right, man.
You got to watch the video of her in that drill. She had on heels, bro. No wasted motion. She damn near did that shit smoother than me and you ever could. I was like, she done had like 3 kids, and Ciara wins. That's all I'm going to say. Also,
Rihanna's playing guard.
I don't think Rihanna an athlete like that.
That's what I'm saying. You put her at guard.
She ain't trying to
You
get
put her
hit.
at the center position. She's snapping and catching a 7-yard.
She not going to play.
First
She
down.
going to play corner.
She's not playing corner.
She going to play
She
corner
not playing.
and just get beat all day.
She's not playing corner. She's playing on the line.
No, she might play corner and be like, bitch, I made more in perfume sales than you're going to make the rest of your life. And just break the spirit of like some, I don't know. You might have to put Rihanna and Ariana Grande and just mic them up. Those two are just mic'd up the whole game.
All right, man. So next one up.
AJ.
Go for it.
So AJ Brown got an insane amount of hatred for saying he was going to sit out on Twitter. Like, it was so insane, he had to come out and tweet about it. Like, so now I'm a selfish player
For
and a
voluntary
bad
workouts.
and a bad teammate. 'cause
When
I
he's
don't-
always hurt.
I was like, damn, and it's voluntary, and he hasn't gotten paid yet. Like, people forget Taylor Lewan was looking like a bust too. He got popped for steroids, tore his ACL. Like, everybody forgets that, but like, AJ Brown was their best. Like, outside of Derrick Henry, AJ Brown kept their offense afloat, not Tannehill.
Even though you were just dogging him. But yeah, the GM said he's not going to trade him.
You got to pay him, bro. You paid everybody else. You paid Harold Landry. You drafted Rashad Evans, who turned out to be a bust. Let's be honest. Let's just be real.
All right.
Now, I might let you have Coyle Ray. You can have Coyle Ray. She kind of athletic. Then I'm taking Meg the Stallion. Now you're fucked.
No. Hell no.
Nah, I got Meg the Stallion this
that's
year.
my nose tackle, bro.
Nah, fuck that, bro.
No, that's my nose tackle.
Meg can either be my
having-
tight end
I'm telling you, bro,
or my left tackle.
you're
and
not
Ciara ain't doing shit.
You ain't getting 2 seconds, bro. If I got Megan Thee Stallion in the
I'm
middle,
gonna 1-2 punch that shit. I'm gonna
With
1-2
Serena on the edge?
1-2 step with Ciara, and then I'm coming straight down the
you
middle.
better just run counter. You better just run
I'm
counter
running
and hope they
dive
pursue.
with Meg the Stallion.
You better just
all
hope
day.
they over pursue. I'm taking Meg Thee Stallion.
No,
bro.
fuck that. You can't take Meg the Stallion
I'm taking
because
Meg
you
Thee
said
Stallion.
you wanted Rihanna. You want us to work.
Nah,
Work.
I don't
You
want
will be
Rihanna.
working.
I was
Or
just
you trying to
asking
attack-
where would Rihanna play. I never said I wanted her.
No, yes, okay.
I never said that.
Plot twist. Rihanna got hands. She hung it with Chris Brown, so I'm putting her at corner. Now you fucked up. Now I'm putting her at receiver. I got Rihanna and Ciara. You can't get Meg the Stallion and Ciara and Serena Williams. That's cheating. Because I'm gonna call Tory Lanez. I'm gonna call Meg the Stallion best friend and bring her out there, who she no longer talk to. That's my trump card right there. Is Meg the Stallion's best friend.
All right, man. So next one, Jarvis Landry visits the Saints. You got to take your tangent on that.
Don't nobody care.
Played in
I
Louisiana.
would go to Green Bay, and Jameis
They
gonna
already
be throwing you
have
the ball.
They already have a big receiver who only runs slants.
Who's slow? Where you gonna play? In the slot. They already got slot guys. Marquez Callaway. Where you gonna play? You better take his ass to Green Bay. Get 90 catches in the season. He'll be the slower version of Randall Cobb. It'll be him and Randall Cobb running underneath routes all day long. Jarvis Landry goes to Green Bay. Is he the number one receiver if they draft 2 receivers? If they take like Christian Watson and like Calvin Austin the third.
Probably not.
Right, he's a number 3 at this point.
Nah, he's a number 2. He's a number 2. Number 1 when your guy's out.
He goes to Philly and toughens up the locker room. I can see that. Problem is he ain't gonna get signed until after the draft. So
problem is I don't think he'll get volume like that in Philly.
I mean, it's him, Devonta Smith, and then you take Drake London.
You should just go back to Miami.
He ain't going back to Miami, bro.
I know he's not, but maybe he should.
They got Cedric Wilson. They don't need him anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to go to New England. They got enough slow receivers. Got to go somewhere. He might have to come to the Chargers. Nope, they got Keenan Allen already.
They could, yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Does he really want to play in cold weather again?
They don't have money like that though.
He ain't going to Kansas City.
All right.
Dallas, maybe.
Last one. Geno Smith is expected to sign with the Seahawks, even though he dissed their contract and was talking a bunch of smack.
Did you really just put Geno Atkins on my rundown?
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. I'd rather have Geno. I'd rather sign Geno Atkins.
Touchdown or tangent?
I would rather
take your tangent.
I would rather just give money to. I would rather see the Raiders sign Jarvis Landry for $5 million. Too much.
All right, so with
Geno Smith isn't even gonna play. They got Drew Lock.
All right, man. So with that,
might take Carson Strong in the draft.
Let's go ahead and close out the show. How we always do it with our rants.
Unnecessary toughness.
I'll go first.
I guess. It's been a shit week. I started my new job that I'm not sure about. If you threw up on me 4 times today, punch me in the eye. Picked up a gallon jug of water by himself with one arm. Kid's a freak. He's an athletic freak. But his mama is not really athletically coordinated. Like, she's somewhat athletic, but like she tripped over her own foot. And she don't know how she hurt it. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. So I'm just worried, like, damn, if he clumsy and uncoordinated, he definitely gonna be a lineman. But like a super athletic lineman who's clumsy as shit, I can help him with that, but it's like, damn. Yeah, man, I'm just prospering and hanging on, making some tough life decisions, and trying to brace for impact. That's really all I'm really doing right now. Just trying to brace for impact, make sure I got my ducks lined up in a row, because once I make the next couple of decisions, pretty much going to have to live with that for like the next year. And I'm becoming more and more okay with that. I'm becoming more and more okay with like making decisions that it's like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. There's no point in waiting anymore. Like the decision we made with just having gear in in the studio. Don't worry, like in 2 weeks though, we're gonna be back in the studio because we got guests for that episode. So yeah, just thankful for the people I got in my life in my corner, man. It's been kind of a down week. I was kind of depressed. Was down myself a little bit. Kind of had to snap out of it. Shout out to my mom. She pulled me off to the side and was like, stop thinking so much. You think a lot. It'll ruin your life. Stop thinking so much. Just don't think about it. Just do it. Just don't think about it at all. You already kind of have your mind made up. So just don't think about it. And I haven't, like, my issue is like, I try to, whatever I leave behind, wrap up, I try to leave it on a good note. Not necessarily because I want to come back to it, but just because I just like leaving things on a clean, good note. And sometimes you just got to sever ties, or sometimes you just got to move on and that's the end of it. So, yeah, pretty much that. It's crazy, like, NFL draft coming up and all that. USC Pro Days and me making that a goal of mine to just cover USC football this year. That's just going to be my next step. I can hold myself accountable. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, so it's been a crazy week for me. Staying busy as always. Various things in the pipeline. So hopefully some good stuff coming. But yeah, man, I think for me, I just also kind of made the decision of like, next week I'm turning 30. Like, how do I actually want to spend that? How do I actually want to start that era? And for me, like, where else would I want to be but in Vegas with the draft there? Whether or not I get credentials, is to be determined. But I'm going to push hard as I can, as I possibly can, to be in there. Hopefully, Kenny will be backing me up. But either way, like, just like you said, I just can't wait anymore. And even with purchasing this equipment, it's like, yeah, it's going to take some sacrifices on the back end, but I've already been making those sacrifices, and whether or not it pans out, like, I can't say that I didn't go fully invested in it. And ultimately, whatever money we've put into other studios and other arrangements, like if we would have just did this 5 years ago, who knows where we'd be at. So a lot of good things in the pipeline. Yeah, just keep fucking with us, and we're going to figure it out. Touchdowns and Tangents. Shout out to X Squad affiliate. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to everybody else who fucks with us. touchdownsandtangents.com. Yeah, we're out, and hopefully next week and all the following weeks we'll start being on time. Not having technical difficulties.
And life difficulties, because, man, today was a shit show. But not the actual show. I feel like the show was pretty good when we recovered. But this week was just repeated hits to the nuts. But, I mean, life is like that sometimes. So, shout out to everybody who was in the chat tonight. Again, if you want to listen to the entire pro day from USC, touchdownandtangents.com.